Chase Diz on the beat, boy.
Hi guys, so I am back with another video. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back, and I hope you hit that subscribe button the last time you were here. And if you are new, my name is Tina Lynn Norman, and this is Young and StepMom Reality. It is a vlog series that I decided to make off of a book that I was writing, and it basically outlines my journey of being a stepmom, and I give tips, tricks, and stuff that just helped with me or stuff that didn't help because I didn't know what to do at 20 going on 21 dating someone with kids. So if you watch this video or watch any of my other videos after this, if you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button, and I thank you very much. So if you read today's title, it is, Are You Ready to Meet the Kids? So with that being said, I feel like there was a lot of questions going off in my head. There was a lot of questions that I kind of still needed answers to, and just in general. And I kind of wish that somebody had a checklist for me to go through on things that would like make me feel if I'm ready or not, you know? So I felt like, because my husband took time with bringing me around his kids, that, that was something that you talk about. I don't know how it went for other people's relationships, but for my relationship, we talked about, I feel that, it's time for you, to meet my kids. I feel like I don't want to keep on, side passing it and stuff like that. So it was a whole conversation on whether or not I was ready to meet his kids. With that being said, I know there's so many questions that should be going through your head. And some of those questions are things like, how did you feel when that person told you they had kids? Do you have kids on your own? How do you feel about bringing those kids around a new partner? How long have you been talking to that person? How many baby mothers does that person have? Because those things count, those are the things that you want to know. And being young, are you ready to be around somebody else's kids? People say, oh, that's their kid, they need to take care of their kid and stuff like that. But to me, being around somebody when you're dating them with their kids kind of slightly become your responsibility. So being young, it's something that I had to consider, because it's am I ready to be around somebody else's kids and, have some type of responsibility? I just feel like there is I don't know, maybe it's just a nurturing thing, or, I don't know. The way I was raised, my dad took care of the kids that, with the women that he was with, he always took care of their kids too. So it was never, those are your kids, you take care of your kids, I got mine. So immediately I just felt like, okay, this is a responsibility that I'm going to have to eventually, if I plan on being with this person, I'm going to have to eventually accept some type of responsibility for these kids. So that's something that you kind of got to think about when you're about to really meet somebody's kids. Is this what you want? Do you want to be helping raise somebody's kids? So, so my husband had an ex-wife. Not everybody's in that situation. Sometimes a guy has several different mothers to his children, or baby mothers, or whatever you guys want to call it. Those are things you have to consider, because, that's a lot of emotion. You're not just dealing with one woman's emotion, because one woman can be 5 women in one, y'all. But are you dealing with 1, 2, 3? Because, if one woman can be 5 women in one body, just imagine what damage 3 women can do if they're unhappy. You have to consider these things, what were their emotions on the relationship ending. These are things that I feel like I wish somebody would have had a checklist to kind of try to tell me, these are the things you have to think about, ahead, not while the transition is happening. Eventually, if you're getting serious with this person, that his kid's gonna, you have to be in the picture at some point in time. It's not just gonna be oh, you're only my girlfriend, and then you're gonna be my fiance, and then you're gonna be my wife, and then bam, you meet the kids. It doesn't happen like that. So, one of the things you might want to think about also is, like I said, within that, you have to think, on top of dealing with several different baby mothers, you have to think, okay, if that person was married, how that affected their children, and how did their relationship end? Because, divorce is a whole touchy subject within itself. You have to keep in mind that these kids only know their parents. Like, you know, my stepkids, they only knew, like I told you, my husband adopted his ex-wife's first child. So, you know, all she's been around him since I believe he said 2 years old. So all she knows is that that's her dad too. And then the other three kids, that's their dad. They've been there with their mom and their dad since day one. And who am I? You know, just some random chick that, you know, is getting thrown into the picture after y'all just separated. So therefore, those are like a lot of emotions, because you have to realize that these kids ain't gonna like you. And I didn't realize that at first. I didn't realize that at first, that these kids may not like me. I'm thinking, okay, my dad had me around different women. I was always cordial. Like, I didn't give them problems. Like, I might have cried or whatever a couple of times, but I don't remember giving any problems. You know, Dad, if you're watching this video, comment down below, because I don't remember giving any of your girlfriends problems. So I was very blind to, like, how this could possibly be going or affect anybody. Emotions are going to be high, so you have to kind of think that through. So then your next check on that checklist is, how much do you plan on being around? Are you trying to be in his life where, you know, you eventually going to move in and stuff like that? Or are you just trying to date for a while? Because some people are just in a dating phase and they don't want to be committed. So I wouldn't recommend being around somebody's kids if you're just planning on dating. Like, unless, like, you know, like, just if you're planning on dating and you just want to stay in that dating phase, I wouldn't meet the kids, because meeting the kids is just like a whole nother emotional aspect. And so if this is a temporary, which is another one of my checkpoints, is this temporary? If this is temporary thing, and you just feel like you're just trying to get your, you know, you're trying to get your lady bits taken care of and you're trying to be on your way, then this ain't for you. So I just feel like these are like just the basic things. This is a quick video on basic things about things to check off when you're about to meet someone's kids. So so these are just some of the things that I feel like you should kind of check off and try to think about before you go and meet someone's kids, because it's a lot meeting someone's kids. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you. It's not for everyone. But just know that, like, I just feel like kids come with the territory. Like, if you're going to be around somebody, you're going to be with their kids. Like, I mean, if you're going to be with somebody, you just got to take their kids with it. Especially if you know their kids are their everything. It's just like, to me, I don't feel like it would be in my heart to, like, know that my husband's kids are his everything. Like, he would go above and beyond for his kids. So just to know, like, how would I feel like trying to be distant on top of that? There's just no way. Like, I feel like the only way you would have a balance is if you are around his kids, and that's just it. So y'all, I am working on putting my website back up, because I did have a website. I am working on putting it back up, and I will include a checklist on what to think about before you plan on meeting your partner's kids.